What is a sonnet?
Why should we learn literature? Francisco Petrarch, William Shakespeare, John Donne, To the Nile by John Keats. Hi, I am Amita Varnakulasuriya from Balangoda, Sri Lanka. Hi everyone. We are addressing all people who are interested in literature, and this will be a continuous work, and of which this will be the first one. So, to begin with, we decided to discuss sonnets with you. You all may know that sonnets is a kind of poetry, a special kind of poetry in English. Second session regarding sonnets. The poet we are going to discuss today is John Donne, a metaphysical poet who was born in 1572 and died in 1631. Again, a great poet in English literature. Metaphysical poetry means after the Renaissance. So before the Renaissance, the majority could not read or write, they were illiterate. Only the priests and such privileged people had the opportunity of being educated. So as a result of Renaissance, the knowledge blasted. Everybody started learning. And the earlier concepts were mocked at, and they were sort of challenged. Now, for example, before the Renaissance, people worshipped the sun, considering it a god. But with the knowledge, they found that the sun is another star, and it is not a god anymore. So the poet were brave enough to address the sun, thou old fool. And there are certain special features in metaphysical poetry. Metaphysical poetry, they wrote of common life experience. And they used extraordinary examples, comparisons, and logical argument. These are the three important features of metaphysical poetry: common life situations, unusual comparisons, and logical argument. So the sonnet we are going to discuss today is Death by John Donne. So before the Renaissance, and with the religious background, Death is considered a very, very powerful person, or a very, very powerful concept. No one can defeat Death. Everybody has to obey Death when he comes, and Death is the most the strongest concept in the world, because even kings, emperors, they had to obey Death when time came. But John Donne, through his sonnet, argues and says that Death is not that powerful. So first, we'll just go through the sonnet and discuss it line by line. Death by John Donne. Death, be not proud, though some have called thee mighty and dreadful, for thou art not so. For those whom you thinks thou dost overthrow, die not, poor Death, nor yet canst thou kill me. From rest and sleep, with but thy pictures be much pleasure. Then from thee much more must flow. And sooner our best men with thee do go, rest of their bones and souls deliver. Thou art slave to fate, chance, kings, and desperate men, and death with poison, woe, and sickness dealt. And poppy or charms can make us sleep as well, and better than thy stroke. Why swell'st thou then? One short sleep past, we wake eternally, and death shall be no more. Death, thou shalt die. That is the sonnet. So it is a sonnet as well as an ode. John Donne addresses death, and in the first two lines he says, "Death, be not proud, though some have called thee mighty and dreadful." People call you are mighty and dreadful, but you are not so. For thou art not so. You are not dreadful, you are not mighty. Now, as I told you, before the Renaissance, the concept of death was very powerful, mighty, and dreadful. So he says, for those whom you think thou doth overthrow, you think that you have killed some people. They die not, they don't die. Poor death, no yet canst thou kill me. You cannot kill me. That is true. Even today we talk of John Donne, death could not kill his name. Then Donne argues, from rest and sleep which but thy pictures be. Now rest and sleep, when we sleep we know nothing. What happens around us? Something like that. But when we wake up, we are refreshed and happy. Then he argues, then from thee much more must flow. So, I mean, if a short sleep makes us happy and refreshed, a long sleep like death should give us more pleasure. That is the argument. And sooner our best men with thee do go. Our best men sooner, very quickly they go with you, but their souls do not die. Their names do not die. So death cannot kill them. And the logical argument he brings, he says, thou art slave to fate. You are a slave. You cannot kill a person when you want. You have to wait for fate or chance, accident. A king can order to kill a man. So when the king gives the order, kill him the day after tomorrow at 9 a.m., the death should come at the time given by the king. Or desperate men. When people are desperate or frustrated, they decide to commit suicide. So they are the people who select the time, and death should come when they want, not at the time death wants. That's how Donne argues. And death cannot kill people. It kills people with poison, woe, or sickness. Then another argument he brings, poppy or charms, simply drugs. They can make us sleep. Better than thy stroke. Perhaps it is better than your stroke. So why swellst thou then? Why are you so proud? There are better things than you. Then in the last two lines, he brings out a very, very strong argument based on the religion, Christianity. Now, according to Christianity, when we die, we wait until the doomsday. Then the God comes and wakes all the souls up eternally. They don't die thereafter. So he says, one short sleep pass, we wake eternally. So when we all are eternal, death has nothing to do. In the last line he says, and death shall be no more. There is no death then. When all the people wake up eternally, there cannot be death anymore. Then he says, death, thou shalt die. Then you have to die at that time. So you can see the things I told you earlier. I mean, common life situations, logical argument. Now, at the beginning, he says people consider death is mighty and dreadful, but finally he says death, you have no business to do when we all wake up eternally, you have to die. Find the sonnet, read it, and enjoy it yourself. Thank you. Donne's death is a challenge to the accepted norms of the society. So, death is a concept unbeatable. That's how people believed. So, after the Renaissance, people started seeking new knowledge, and they challenged the beliefs and traditional concepts. So, when you even think of the history of religions, every religion highlights that death is an important, very powerful, mighty concept which ends all human life, so life animals. So here Donne challenges death and says that you cannot kill people, you haven't killed them, they are still living and you cannot kill me. So when you think of this challenge, it is, a positive view. What Donne presents is a positive view. What he says is death is not mighty or dreadful as some say. Then he logically proves that. He says the best men are dead, but their names are not dead. They are living with us. That is true. Death can physically kill a person, but Death cannot kill his soul or the name. Then he says now from drugs, sleep, we are refreshed. Then death is a long sleep. Then after that we all should be refreshed. So another strong argument he brings is death cannot kill people as he wishes or when he wishes. Death is a slave. He has to follow the instruction of some other people. Fate, chance, kings and desperate men. A king can decide the death of a person with time and day. A desperate man decides when to finish his life, when to end his life. So death is a slave. Death can come only when they ask him to come. And finally, being a strong Catholic, he says, on the doomsday we all wake up eternally. The God comes and wakes up everybody eternally. So when everyone is eternal, the death has to die. He has no job to do there. So that's what he says. You can see, a positive thinking and a logical argument. No one can refuse that. Hi, I am Amita Varnakula Surya from Balangoda, Sri Lanka. I am a language teacher and I have been teaching for 35 years. I thought of sharing my experience and knowledge with you all. As far as I think, we cannot teach or learn literature individually. We have to share our experience and knowledge. That's why I thought of doing this program. I want you to watch this, and if you like, please like. And if you think others should watch this, I highly appreciate you can share it and subscribe. To continue this program, I really need your views, opinions and ideas. So I want you to comment on these clips. I really appreciate that. So I want to share my experience with you all and to share your experience, and we all can empower ourselves and do some better work. Thank you.